Bob Dylan, one of the most enigmatic and influential musicians in modern history, stunned fans when he openly embraced Christianity after being raised in a Jewish household. For decades, Dylan's spiritual journey has been the subject of speculation, debate, and misunderstanding, often framed as a dramatic departure from his Jewish roots. In truth, Dylan's relationship with faith has always been deeply personal, complex, and evolving. Born Robert Zimmerman to a Jewish family in Minnesota, Dylan was raised in Jewish traditions and remained connected to his heritage throughout his life. However, during the late 1970s, at a time when his career and personal life were marked by upheaval, Dylan experienced what he described as a profound spiritual awakening that led him toward Christianity. According to Dylan, this shift was not driven by rejection of Judaism but by an intense search for meaning, truth, and inner peace during a period of emotional and creative turbulence. He explained that fame, pressure, broken relationships, and the weight of being viewed as a generational voice left him feeling spiritually unanchored. Christianity, particularly the message of redemption and personal salvation, resonated with him in a way that felt immediate and transformative. Dylan described moments of feeling called and experiencing what he believed were signs guiding him toward a different spiritual understanding. This led to his highly publicized Christian phase, during which he released explicitly religious albums and performed gospel-centered concerts that shocked longtime fans. Many critics accused him of abandoning his roots, while others struggled to reconcile his new faith with the protest icon they once knew. Dylan, however, remained unapologetic, stating that faith was not about pleasing an audience but about answering a personal, spiritual need. Over time, Dylan clarified that his spiritual identity was not confined to rigid labels. He acknowledged his Jewish upbringing, his Christian beliefs during that period, and his resistance to being defined by any single doctrine. In later interviews, Dylan emphasized that spirituality is not static and that faith can evolve without erasing one's past. He rejected the idea that embracing Christianity meant rejecting Judaism, suggesting instead that his journey was about exploration rather than replacement. This nuanced perspective often gets lost in sensational headlines that frame his story as a clean break rather than a complex evolution. Dylan's spiritual shift also influenced his music profoundly, producing some of his most passionate and controversial work. Songs from this era reflected urgency, conviction, and a deep wrestling with morality, salvation, and destiny. While the backlash was intense, Dylan stood firm, reinforcing his long-standing belief that an artist must follow truth rather than expectation. As the years passed, his public expressions of faith became more subtle, and references to Judaism resurfaced in interviews and lyrics, further complicating the narrative that he had permanently left one faith for another. Dylan's revelation ultimately speaks less about religion and more about the human search for meaning. His journey illustrates the inner conflict faced by individuals who live under constant public scrutiny while grappling with deeply personal questions of belief and identity. Rather than a rejection of Judaism, Dylan's turn toward Christianity represents a moment in a lifelong spiritual exploration that defies simple explanations. His honesty about that period offers fans a rare glimpse into the vulnerability behind the legend, reminding the world that even cultural icons wrestle with faith, doubt, and purpose. Bob Dylan's story challenges the idea that belief must be fixed or easily categorized, showing instead that spirituality can be fluid, deeply personal, and shaped by life's most difficult moments.